Hello everyone. Did AI actually replace me as a developer or did my role completely change? Let's find out. I built an entire fast API SaaS project using AI tools. Claude generated the architecture and Codex generated most of the code and Copilot improved the test cases. In this video, I will explain what happened during the project, what worked, what didn't, and how AI changed the way I develop software. There is a lot of discussion going on about AI replacing the developers. Instead of just talking about it, I really wanted to test on real project. I built SRIP SaaS project using Vibecoding. This is often called Vibecoding. Instead of everything writing manually, you will guide AI with prompts, review the output, and make a decisions along the way. But honestly, it's not as simple as asking AI to build everything. I started with Claude to generate the architecture for the project. Instead of directly jumping into coding, I focused on prompts related to system design, folder structure, modules, and entire project flow. You can see this is the prompt I had given for Claude to generate the architecture. Claude gave me a very good starting point. You can see here the document, architecture document created by Claude, the giving folder structure, backend folder structure, and other details all related to the architecture creation. That's when I realized something important. AI output completely depends on how clearly we think and guide it. Next, I used Codex to generate the source code for the architecture. I have uploaded architecture document from Claude to Codex, and Codex generated front end, back end, and even test cases. Initially, I felt amazing because lot of code was generated very quickly. You can see here, this is a backend API generated by Codex entirely, and we have lot of code, the test cases, and you can see the modules. You have lot of modules, and every module has its own code as per the functionality. But then came real work. Reviewing the generated code actually took significant time. I found requirement gaps and some implementation needed changes, and I need to recreate better prompts multiple times to generate parts of the code. While testing, I also fixed few bugs with the help of Codex. So even though AI accelerated development, understanding, validating, and refining the code still need real engineering effort. Even after generating test cases using Codex, the code coverage generated was only moderate. So I used Copilot to improve the test cases so that it can increase coverage. But it really worked well. You can see here it is 95.51 percentage coverage. Finally, I tested with Packer for testing SRIP. You can see here I'm just registering a user with email ID, password, shop ID, and on execution, you can see it is the user is created 201 code, and you can see the response. Just trying to log in with the same credential I just created now. You can see here 200 response. This is the bearer token we will be using for authentication and authorization. You can see here like you have authorized authenticate with the credential to access the other services it has exposed. I also use Postman for testing SRIP SaaS project. You can see here this is my endpoint and you have authorization where I have selected bearer token and we have given the token. This is the body where we are giving the inputs on click of send. We will get the response in the body. This entire process changed the way I see software development. Back to the question, did AI actually replace me as a developer? The answer is no. AI did not replace developer. It changed my role as a developer. It changed my role as a developer. I spent less time in typing code manually and more time in thinking about the system, reviewing the outputs, identifying requirement gaps, performing testing and making decisions. I started thinking more on domain knowledge, which I was lagging earlier. AI follows the instruction, but still developer defines the direction. As I always said, learn smartly. It's not required everything to learn deeply. Instead, we can learn essential things. Similar way, I have used in this project ORM like SQL Alchemy and Alembic migration. So this I haven't learned during my previous journey in Python or Fast API. But when I started exploring on this SRAP project tech stack, I have come across to use ORM, and I partially learned SQL Alchemy and Alembic essential for this project, and it is implemented. If you are worried about is AI replacing developers, I personally feel real risk is not learning how to work with AI, because developers who adapt to AI tools won't become less valuable. They will evolve into problem solver and decision makers. Thank you.